Okay, so this is a question I get a lot. Can you drink diet soda while fasting? And diet soda, we could kind of generalize that to mean anything with artificial sweeteners, like aspartame in particular, because that's the most common one in diet soda or energy drinks or various things like that. So can you drink that while you're fasting? So the short answer is yes. You can definitely drink that while you're fasting and still get a lot of health benefits from fasting. For example, you can still reduce your body fat. You can still work towards normalizing your blood sugar or your insulin levels. You can still help treat conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, etc., etc. You can get tons of health benefits even if you're drinking something like diet soda. But there are a couple huge caveats. And the biggest one is this. When you drink anything sweet while you're fasting, a lot of people find that causes them to crave more sweet things. And then they are like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm craving all this stuff. And then they give up. So they stop fasting. Guess what happens if you stop fasting? You don't get any health benefits. So you only get health benefits from fasting if you actually do it. Duh, right? But that's the thing. That's the whole thing about sweeteners. If you drink the sweeteners, like diet soda, you might quit your fast early because it might make you crave stuff or get hungry. So that's the main point. That's the bottom line. A couple other things about artificial sweeteners. So there are various epidemiological studies. So these, just kind of observational studies that seem to connect artificial sweeteners to lots of health problems. Like people that consume more artificial sweeteners are more obese, have more diabetes, have more depression. So there's a lot of health problems that are linked to artificial sweeteners. That does not prove that the artificial sweeteners caused those problems. There are various other explanations that could be true, but artificial sweeteners do change the bacteria in your gut. And anything that changes the bacteria in your gut can affect your mental health, can affect your physical health, so they're not necessarily benign. So think twice about artificial sweeteners in general. And if you're fasting, think twice or maybe thrice about consuming them because they might make you crave more stuff, might make you get hungrier, it might make you quit your fast early. So I've certainly drank diet soda while I'm fasting, and basically I do fine. Like, it doesn't really make me quit necessarily, but I find that I don't feel as good. I don't feel quite as good. I don't feel as energetic. I feel a little more sluggish. I can kind of tell something's a little off. And that's probably just because it's causing me to have, a little insulin release and some other hormonal changes and things that I don't really need when I'm fasting. So that's basically the bottom line. If you want to learn more about this topic, I actually wrote a really detailed blog post about diet soda and fasting. So I'll put a link in the video description and you can go read that on my website. I also have a podcast where I share a lot of beginner tips. I walk you through how to get started with fasting step by step, just like really beginner friendly, one step at a time. So that's on my podcast, which is called the FastingWell Podcast. I'm a physician assistant. I work in the emergency room. I've done family practice, and I've spent a ton of time learning about fasting and nutrition so that I can hopefully help you improve your health. I'll see you next time.